Hi, good morning. I'd just like to share this. This is the crucifixion of Jesus. The soldiers assigned to the governor took Jesus into the governor's place and got the entire brigade together for some fun. They stripped him and dressed him in a red toga. They plaited a crown of branches of thorn bush and set it on his head. They put a stick in his right hand for a scepter. They knelt before him in mocking reverence. "Bravo, King of the Jews." They said, "Bravo." Then they spat on him, kicked him, hit him. And when they had their fun, they took off the toga and put his own clothes back on him. They proceeded out to the crucifixion. Along the way they came upon a man named Simon and made him carry Jesus' cross. Arriving in Golgotha, the place they call Skull Hill, they offered a mild painkiller, a mixture of wine and myrrh. But when he tasted it, he would not drink it. After they had finished nailing him to the cross, they were waiting for him to die while they whiled away by throwing dice for his clothes. Above his head they posted a criminal charge against him. "This is Jesus, King of the Jews." Along with him they also crucified two criminals, one to his right, the other to his left. People passing along to the road jeered, shaking their heads in mock lament. "You bragged that you could tear down the temple, then rebuild it in 3 days. Show us your stuff. Show us your stuff. Save yourself. If you're really God's son, come down from that cross." The high priests, along with the religion scholars and leaders, were right there mixing it up with the rest of them, having a great time poking and fun at him. He saved others. He can't save himself. King of Israel, is he? Let him get down from that cross. We all become believers then. He was so sure of God. Well, let him rescue his son now, if he wants him. He did claim to be God's son, didn't he? Even the two criminals crucified next to him joined together in the mockery. From noon to 3 the whole earth was dark. Around mid-afternoon Jesus groaned out of the depths, crying loudly, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani," which means, my God, why have you abandoned me?" Some bystanders who heard him said, "He's calling for Elijah." One of them ran and got a sponge and soaked sour wine and lifted it in so he could drink. The others joked, "Don't be in such a hurry. Let's see if Elijah comes and saves him." But Jesus, again crying out loudly, breathed his last breath. At that moment the temple curtain was ripped in two, top to bottom. There was an earthquake. Rocks were split into pieces. What's more, tombs were opened up and many bodies of believers asleep in their graves were raised. After Jesus' resurrection, they left their tombs and entered the holy city and appeared to many. The captain of the guard and those with him, when they saw the earthquake and everything else that was happening, they were scared to death. They said, "This has to be the Son of God." There were also quite a few women watching from a distance, women who had followed Jesus from Galilee in order to serve him. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee brothers. The tomb. Late in the afternoon, basically what the tomb says is that Joseph, someone who had followed Jesus, wanted to go and take his body to the tomb, and to a special tomb that they had just cut new fresh rock from, and they allowed Joseph to do this, and the Pharisees were then saying that, of course, he's going to be raised from the dead in 3 days. Obviously, one of his disciples are going to go and snatch him from the grave. And that was when Joseph said, "Please, Pharisees, get your people to guard that tomb." And after 3 days of guarding, guess what happened? He rose. He rose. Wow. After all that pain, Jesus rose.